Hi, everyone. This is Jennifer's Day with Coloring Bliss. I've got a cute little Rose back here, and Steve, my husband and partner, is also here. And I am coloring with the Black Widow color pencils. I also have the Scorpion set, and I have the Cobra set too. We've already been over on Facebook and have had the discussion of what were they thinking when they put these on the tins. Comment below if you agree with me. What were they thinking? I don't know. We have decided and found out that it was a man that came up with this line of color pencils, and I think that's why they have such masculine branding. But it's just really hard for me to really get behind this kind of imagery. It really grosses me out, but I'm having a lot of fun with the pencils. Other than a few of them have cores that are not centered, I'm really enjoying the pencils. That's my only complaint so far. I have links to the pencils in the video description if you'd like to go check them out. They're very interesting. Over on Facebook, we were doing all kinds of tests. One of the claims that I was reading about on Amazon is that they said you can use them with water, sort of a watercolor effect with these pencils. So we did test that, and it was pretty much a big fail. All of these from here up were all Black Widow pencils, and they, when you hit them with water, they kind of release a little bit of color, but really nothing. I grabbed a Polychromos pencil to see if it released a little bit of color, and they do too, but when you compare it to what a Derwent Inktense pencil does when it gets hit with water, yeah, it's just really not worth your time using them as a water-soluble pencil. Stick with pencils that are really meant for water-soluble type applications, because it's just not worth your time. But they do perform really well so far with Gamsol, which is a odorless mineral spirit. We've practiced and experimented with that, and we've been doing some sharpening with a couple different kinds of sharpeners, and they are sharpening up really good. I even used I think it was the Stink Bug pencil is one of the ones that was off-centered, and I was able to sharpen it and get it to perform pretty good even though it's off-centered, so that's okay. Another thing that we have learned is that the Black Widow pencils have a 12-month warranty according to Amazon. So comment below if you have had any experience with customer service with Black Widow. I would love to get some feedback and know, did they take good care of you if you had an issue with the pencils? That's always a really good sign of a company for me, is do they have great customer care? So comment below, let me know. I would love to hear your feedback on that. So the plan for this hour with you guys here on YouTube today is to do some coloring. I have a coloring page, brand new. This one was inspired by some suggestions by my followers. If you're following me over on Facebook, our Facebook group is Coloring Pages Bliss. It's an actual group that you can join. I asked for suggestions from that group, and we got all kinds of really fun suggestions, and then I created a poll with 4 of the suggestions that I selected, and this was the one that everybody voted for, was a Scarecrow, autumn type scene, and so I created this for you guys, and this one is available free for a limited time. So follow the link in the video description to download this very coloring page, and you can enjoy and color along with me. I'm going to be coloring with the Black Widow pencils and try not to look at that scary spider on the lid, and just enjoy the beautiful pencils. That is my plan, because I want to really put the pencils to the test. How do they blend? How do they layer? And while I'm working with the pencils, please go ahead and ask your questions. I'd love to know what your questions are about the pencils. I'd love to know your questions about coloring with color pencils. We can talk about all of that while we're here together. And I'd love to say hi to Steve, because he has a coloring page that he has prepared for you guys as well.
Yes.
And I think it's right here.
Premium members.
Yes. here you go. You show and tell.
Yes, this is it's actually a photo that my brother took while he was in South Carolina. And he asked me if I could do something cool with it. And so I took, and if you go to our website page for this, I put the original image that I kind of took and, what would you call that?
Stylized
it. Mm-hmm. He just thought it was a cool image of, really amazing monuments there that were in a cemetery. And anyway, so I stylized it, and then this is one that I've turned into a grayscale coloring page and thought it would fit really well with Halloween.
Yeah, really
So it's available for our premium members on our website.
Yep. Do you want to do the premium member spiel?
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay. I did it over on Facebook, and I think you should do the YouTube
I'm trying to remember
spiel.
what you say.
Okay. Hit it.
You always put me, every week you put me on the spot like this.
I like doing it. It's fun.
Somebody said last week you like doing it to see me squirm.
Well, it's always me. I have to talk, and be all...
You're so good at it, though.
Well, that's because I do it all the time, so I want you to practice and get better at it. Oh, we have this one, too.
Oh, yeah, that's a free coloring page.
If you're a free member, which we take care of our free members, and we take care of our
premium members, which is only $5. You can cancel anytime, $5 a month. Access to over 400 coloring pages and lots of coloring tools. There we go. I'm not as good as she is.
Yeah, you do really good.
Oh, all right.
Don't be hard on yourself. Do I have to lecture you already?
Oh, no. We don't want to get anybody in trouble again this week.
Yeah, no trouble. We're just going to have some Halloween coloring fun.
Yeah.
If there's any trouble, it's whoever designed the tins.
But I think his name's Jack, they said.
Jack.
No, sorry, not Jack. Albert Jones.
Albert Jones, you and I need to have a discussion about your marketing.
You know what? I kind of disagree with you. I don't disagree that it's creepy to you. Because obviously some people love bugs, some people hate bugs, reptiles, all of that. So I'm not as bothered by reptiles and bugs as you are.
Yeah.
And I do agree that it's definitely a more masculine design.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's done really well, and it really gets attention.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I think he's probably done a really good job, and I don't know that... Like, if he were to just try to go and fit in with everybody else, he may not have been able to stand out, but because he went for it, he's probably sold a lot of product. But it is interesting. It would be interesting to know how many colorists like you passed over him because it was just too creepy.
Yeah. If I hadn't had actual recommendations from people like you guys who are watching right now who like these pencils, I would never have gone back to them because I am so creeped out by critters like this.
Yeah.
And I do not want this in my collection. I don't want to look at this. And I have strong opinions.
Yeah, you do. And they're valid.
Yeah. Now, if you put a little bow on it, or...
I don't think you could fix that. Like a Black Widow, I think. Well, I mean, like you said, maybe if it was a cartoon. But then it just wouldn't have the impact that it has. So, I don't know. Yeah. Because it's not like you're going to go throw them away. A lot of people have bought them. So.
Yeah. Well, comment below. Are you on Steve's side? Which he has valid points. He's right. They don't fit in with any other marketing strategy out there for color pencils. And so maybe that's exactly what's his name? Albert had in mind. Or am I right? And he should have been thinking about his...
primary demographic.
His demographic, which is basically me, who would go and kill this and never look at it again and be creeped out for hours and... So who is right? I don't think there is a right, but I would be curious to know your opinion.
Yep.
Well, let's give Albert some feedback because maybe he'll watch this. Anyway, let's get to coloring.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So what we've got here is the Scarecrow that I just hot off the press drew last night. literally drew this last night. I had Steve print this on my color pencil paper. So we're going to talk paper. I'm sure we're going to talk about it multiple times tonight, but I'm going to mention it right now. For me, when I color with color pencil, I like to have a paper with a bit of a tooth, which means texture. I don't like using a paper that is ultra smooth. Now, I may have to revisit this thought because I've been watching some YouTube artists lately and they have the exact opposite opinion as mine. And I don't think they're right. But I am willing to stay open-minded, and one of these days I may have Steve print a coloring page for me on one of my smooth papers, and I will try again just to see if I still feel this way. But for me, color pencil is a dry medium, and it needs something with a bit of texture so that you can layer and blend and build up these different depths of color and the different things that I want in my coloring. I don't want to just lay down one layer and be done. So that's why I love this paper. Now, we've been selling our books for a while now. Almost a year we've been selling our coloring books. And this is the paper that I selected to be in our books for those of you who select color pencil paper. Because I want you to have that experience. I want you to be able to color with your color pencils and get this depth of color and blendability on the paper. When I first tried a different kind of paper with my color pencils, I was blown away at how much better my pencils performed when I got the right paper going. So if you're having trouble with your color pencils, it may be your paper is the culprit. So I encourage you to check out your paper. Are you coloring on just standard copy paper? Are you coloring on like cardstock that you use for your markers and it's super smooth? That might be your problem, why you're not getting the kinds of blends that you're seeing other people getting. It may be your paper. So you want to look for a paper that has a bit of a texture or a tooth to it. That's going to help you. That's really going to make a big difference. So Steve has printed this for me on my favorite color pencil paper, and that's going to give these beautiful pencils here with the horrible, ugly cover the most edge, the most what's the word? The best possible chance to give us the most blendability possible. So we're going to dive into this page and see what I can create with it. And I want you to ask your questions as I'm going along and see maybe I can demonstrate things that you're having trouble with and kind of give you some tips and ideas along the way. That's the plan.
So we have people agreeing with both of us, of course.
Good.
And
I want to hear.
Most agree, though, that if you don't like him, just take them out, put them in another case, which is I'm sure what you'll
probably what I'll end up doing. Although
but there were some good ideas that you could take, like
little scorpion on that pencil.
who was it? Oh, Ollie said Jen put a washi bow on.
Yeah.
I just lost the comment.
Cute
but anyway,
little purple washi
put a washi bone
on.
on that sucker and a tie on the cobra. He's thinking about the scorpion.
I like that idea. Let's just ignore it and fix the problem here. I like that. Okay, so when you purchase not scorpion, when you purchase Black Widow pencils, they come in 3 editions. That's why we have 3 covers to look at. There's the Black Widow edition 1000. Then there's Black Widow edition 2000, which is the Scorpion. Edition 2000 SC, which is Scorpion. And then there's edition 3000 COB, which is the Cobra edition. And once you get all 3, you'll have a total of 72, right? 24 times 3 is 72 different colors. I've only swatched 24, well, I think 26. Here's the ones I have swatched. And I'm sorry, ever so often the lighting goes really crazy with my camera because it keeps reacting to the black pencils. Here is 24, not this top part, but this is how many I've swatched so far. This is my swatch book here, my Swatch Bliss swatch book. So this is a different set of pencils up here, and then this is where the edition 1000 Black Widow set begins right here. And then I've started swatching the next edition right here. But the colors are going down so beautifully. They have really fun names like Tarantula, Spiderweb, Huntsman, Black Widow. But then they throw in some normal names like Watermelon. So that's another question I have for Albert. Is that his name?
Yes.
I have another question for Albert. Why did he throw in the name Watermelon? Why, you know, because he's got like cyanide pink. I think he should have kept going with some really fun names.
Yeah, because they're cool, aren't they?
Yeah, pumpkin. Why did he throw in banana, you know? Anyway, I think he could have kept up with some fun names like Casper.
Can you imagine for 72 pencils, they're trying to come up with unique names like that?
Nope, I can't imagine. It would be
A
really
lot
hard.
of people
Yeah,
together.
it would be really hard. But I think he could have done it. So, okay, so that's the swatches I have so far in my swatch book. Oh, if you don't know anything about my swatch books, make sure you check out my website, Coloring Bliss, where you can check out my swatch books. They are awesome. I have 3 different kinds of swatch books you can check out. Okay, let's get into coloring though. And I'm just going to kind of just pick pencils here and probably swatch here since I don't have them all swatched. We're just going to do our best here. I've got all 3 sets ready to go here. Let's start, I don't know, what should we start with? Maybe we'll do his overalls and find some blues here. So we need like denim blue. What color are you?
Beth said there's a new set coming out at the end of the year.
Oh,
That's cool.
That's exciting.
I wonder what he's going to use.
Ooh, what creepy critter is he going to use? Look how white it's washing it out again. That's not very denim blue. How about this one? Oh, now we're talking. That's more of a denim blue. And maybe... No, I don't like that. Now, the good thing about what he has done is each pencil set, he has like the scorpion on the end, and it says scorpion. And then on this set here... the Black Widow set says Black Widow, and it has a little Black Widow and the different colored inks on the bodies. So even if I do get set pencils mixed up, I'll be able to get them back where they belong eventually. So I don't have to worry about that. Okay, I might be the best. Yeah, I'm curious to know what tones of colors he'll end up picking. I don't know if I like that light blue with that dark blue. What about that one? That's a little better. Let's do those 2. And you belong over here. Uh-oh, see, I'm already getting them mixed up. That's okay. I think these 2. That blue and that blue. Whoa, maybe not.
Oh, Annie says, I'm swatching with you, Jennifer, and my beloved digital swatch book.
Ooh, maybe Steve can tell him about the digital version. Steve, are you ready to tell him about the digital version?
Oh, yes, I am. So we've made available our swatch book as a digital version. It's a combination of our volume 2 and our volume 3. So you get the standard rectangles as well as the fun designs that Jennifer came up with. We primarily did that for our international customers because it's just so expensive to ship international, and we wanted you all to have access to that, but we have a lot of US customers buying it as well. So
yeah. And if you guys like a digital version of the books like that, we may do more that are like exclusively available through digital. Okay.
Ollie says, I got it. Washy socks for the scorpion.
Oh, yeah, we could do little cute socks on him. Yeah, maybe they...
Oh, wow. Dostan says those pencils are $66 Canadian.
Ooh, Ouch. Yeah. Okay.
Beverly says they're $22 in Australia, and I think somebody mentioned earlier that Albert, am I getting his name right? I'm sorry if I'm not. But anyway, the maker of these is from Australia.
Ooh.
Or no, I think I was reading the link that somebody put. Anyway.
That's cool. Yeah, and then when you read on Amazon, it talks about these pencils are being made, he says, in a way that no other company is making them. Some sort of Chinese method. So it would be interesting to learn more about that. It's a shame that he doesn't include, although I didn't ever read. Do you want to read the inside of one of these and see if it says anything about it? Okay.
The first edition continues. It wouldn't continue if it's a first edition, though, right? Anyway, sorry. The first edition is the vivid, bright, unique colors and smooth cores.
So what does the other boxes say? Should I have read? Would it have helped if Jennifer had read the boxes?
No, they all say they continue. It's all
do they say anything?
Same thing on the inside on all three of them.
Vivid, bright?
Yeah. Vivid, bright, unique colors.
Okay. Okay, we got the first light layer of, that's the Scorpion SC51 Blue Haven color is what I ended up picking. And then this is the actual color I think is going to make for a good denim color. This is Blue Horizon in the same set, Scorpion. So now I'm going to go in and kind of wash into the shadows with this color. But this is going to make our denim look really bright and new. And I'm going to want eventually to make this look like it's a worn out pair of overalls. Overalls or coveralls? Overalls. So I'm going to end up maybe grabbing a gray or a brown and kind of dirtying and weathering up these coveralls, overalls. I think these are overalls. Aren't coveralls, they have like long arms, right, Steve? Do coveralls have long arms?
Coveralls? I think those are just the straps over the shoulders, aren't they?
Are these,
no, those overalls?
Are these overalls?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Overalls versus coveralls, yeah. Yeah. I'm not an expert on that.
Well, why not? You're a man.
We're supposed to be experts on coveralls and overalls.
Yeah. Rose wants to get down again. I wonder why she's so restless tonight. Okay, that's looking more denim-ish. I don't know if we can zoom in any farther for them.
Ashley thinks you should do a sugar skull for Halloween next week.
Oh, that'd be cool. We've got, that was, I think, was that the second most popular on our poll? Was the witch sugar skull?
I'll have to go look. I can't remember.
I can't. Or was, no, I think the second most popular was the pile of leaves with the kid and the rose? Oh, I can't remember now. And then I was worried that the poll got skewed because of the order.
Chris says that Albert has been live in a video with Ann Manera.
Oh.
I'll have to go look for that.
Maybe we'll have to try to reach out to him and see if he'll come live with us. And I can grill him on why he used and you can help defend his decisions. Right. He'll be like, man, I don't want to be live with her. She hates my scorpion. I worked hard on designing that scorpion. Maybe he needs like a female-friendly version box set.
Adriana says maybe the spider or snake are making Rose nervous.
Maybe.
I'm going to take her out real quick.
Oh, I think, yeah, you might be right. Maybe she needs to go outside for a minute. Okay, so I'm just using the darker blue to try to give this denim a more denim feel. So the great thing about denim, especially worn denim, is there's a lot of white that shows through, so I'm not going to have to work very hard on these coveralls at all. The natural look of color pencil is sort of a denim look. What I do want to work on is making it look not quite so bright and new like this is looking. I want them to look a little bit more weathered. So once I get the base colors the way I want it, we're going to work on roughing it up. I forgot to do his pocket. I had so much fun drawing this little scarecrow. I went on to Pinterest, of course, to see what like real scarecrows look like out in fields, not just like well, I ended up doing more of a cartoony type scarecrow. But I wanted to go see, just for fun, what scarecrows look like for real farmers. And it made me want to create a real scarecrow out of like a dress. There were several that were like, they used like an old apron with a dress and a bonnet, and then made them look like they were dancing in their flower patch, or there was a few that looked like little children, and they were just so fun to look at. But in the end I decided to go more traditional, like a cartoon looking type scarecrow, because I was worried if I went with a different kind of scarecrow it would not read like a scarecrow. It would read like I was trying to draw a real person in a field. So that's why we ended up with this version of a scarecrow. Okay, I'm liking that. Now let's grab some sort of a gray, I want like a gray with maybe a brown type undertone. That one's, let's see if I can find a gray, with a brown. That one's pretty good. Now let's check. I think this is straight up black. This one, that one's pretty good. These two together may be exactly what I'm looking for. And we want to dirty up this guy a little bit. Okay, get some dirt on his knees. And make his pocket look a little deeper by adding some gray down in his pocket. Steve will be right back and he can look at the chat. More gray around the patches. I can't wait to color the patches. The other thing I had a lot of fun drawing was the wheelbarrow. I did the same thing on Pinterest. I put in wheelbarrow, and you get all kinds of like more cartoony looking wheelbarrows coming up. But I wanted, because I knew it would still read as a wheelbarrow, I knew I could get away with a more realistic looking wheelbarrow. So I found this antique wheelbarrow, an actual real antique wheelbarrow. And that's what I based this wheelbarrow on, was a real antique one. So this was an actual wheelbarrow and a photograph of a real wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow, I believe, was how I spelt it, at least. Okay, we're dirtying up here too, like these were the farmer's old overalls. His wife said, yeah, you can use this set of overalls for the Scarecrow. Not your new nice ones that you wear to church. Use those old ones.
Trying to get caught up on the...
I've just been chatting about why this Scarecrow looks the way he does.
Did you ask about tornadoes?
No.
Oh, because Chantal says we had the big tornadoes in September. Just wondering if you had asked
dear. No. Okay, I want this edge right here to look worn too, because always wears out right along there.
Yeah. Overall goes over your clothes, says Yolanda. Coverall covers all of your clothes. So he's got overalls.
Ah.
To Stan and others like the idea of a Halloween unicorn.
Oh. Whoa, what would a Halloween unicorn look like?
Amy says that she makes Halloween unicorn cakes at work all the time this time of year.
Huh.
Carolyn wonders if Rose is restless because of the full moon. It is a really cool full moon out there tonight.
Oh, could be, because she's trying to get down again, Steve.
Wow. What is it, Rosie? Huh?
Okay, that's looking much more the way I was picturing it, like denim but kind of messy. I like that. So I ended up using dim gray from the Cobra set, and I used spiderweb from the Black Widow set. That's, if you guys have the same pencils, that's what I ended up using to make him look. And actually, no, I think I want him to have like a red flannel type shirt. I think that would be so cute. Again, his wife said, use the red one with the patches, not the nice red one that you wear to church. Okay. The one with the most patches. Oh, that's a better red. This red was a little too pinky, and we need a brown. Oh, that one's got a little too much. I need my swatching done. It's so hard to pick colors this way. Oh, that's better. There we go. Those two reds together. I ended up picking chestnut from the Cobra set, and from the Scorpion set, I picked blood red. Whoa, Okay, let's do his shirt. So blood red is the lightest of the colors. So I'm going to, now again, flannel. When you think of how flannel wears, sometimes the white threads gets kind of threadbare. So we don't have to work super hard to hide all the white. The white texture of the paper. We can let it show through, and that's going to give it even more of a threadbare look. So I'm going to do kind of the same technique I did with the denim. Go in and color it up the way I want it, and then dirty it up with those same grays.
Did she finally settle in?
I just heard her sigh. Like,
it's funny because she got down just a minute ago, and then she came back, and
I don't
now
know
she
what's going
seems
on.
to have wanted to settle in.
It's weird.
Here, I'll do a close-up of Rosie since there's a lot who like her.
She's
Hey,
our
Rosie.
little YouTube star.
What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Okay, I'll let you go back to sleep.
She's like, "Why are you talking to me? Am I going to get something out of that?" Oh, look at that red
Whoops,
shirt.
sorry. Oops, wrong one. All right, sorry about that, folks. Let me zoom in slowly.
Technical difficulties. Okay, now I'm coming in with the chestnut color, the browner one, and adding some shadows. Ugh, this is just turning out so cute. So in our neighborhood, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do a scarecrow making contest. Do you know if they still do it in our neighborhood, Steve?
I don't remember that.
I haven't heard anything about it this year, so I wonder if they stopped. But you could come and get a form. It was just a big PVC tee, basically. And then everybody made their own little scarecrow. And then down in, we have like this main street in our neighborhood, and everybody would then, on a given day, bring their submission to the main street and post their scarecrows. And that was so much fun to go see the whole street lined with all of these scarecrows.
So Lona got good news. If you recall, she's the one who broke her leg.
Oh, yeah.
She got good news today that she doesn't have to wait as long for her cast to come off.
Oh.
So then she'll get a walking boot after that. So she's excited to that.
That
Sick and
means
tired of the cast.
You're healing fast. That's what that means. Good job. You've been a good girl. That's what that means. Usually they tell you a long period of time to kind of make you be a good girl, and in case you're not a good girl, so that when you come back they can say, see, you've been up on your foot, so now you have to stay off of it. But you've been a good girl and you're healing fast. I'm such a mom.
You are. Vicky thinks he needs a flannel shirt.
Oh, that's kind of what I was going for, like a red flannel shirt. I wonder if you mean like a checkered one. I could try to put in like, make it look like it's got a pattern on it, like that. Kind of make it really subtle, like it's sun bleached over the years, and that's why his wife let the farmer use it as a scarecrow.
Yes, they like the close-up of Rosie, and Gail says close-ups are always welcome.
Okay, there. I kind of like that. That was a good suggestion.
And Sonia asked if you've, sorry if you've already answered this, but do they work with water?
We answered that in the Facebook hour. At the very beginning, I mentioned we hit them with water, and this is all they did. Really, really dim. So yeah, nothing. This is, for comparison, this is what an Inktense does when it gets hit with water. So just a world of difference here between what a real water-soluble pencil does versus just a normal color pencil. It released a tiny bit of color, but nothing worth your effort. Okay, I'm bringing in the gray now. I'm going to use it to kind of dirty up the shirt to make it look like it's an old weathered shirt.
Yeah, Ollie says, I'm putting checkers with a black pencil. LOL, great minds think alike.
Ah, well, whoever suggested it, that was where I got the idea. It wasn't me. I'm going to dirty up the cuff.
Yeah, that was Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky.
And Lona says, shh, I tiptoe on my toes on that foot.
Oh, don't make me come over there and get you in trouble. You guys know I can do it. Get the collar a little dirty. Maybe got a little dirty here on the elbow where the crow is. Raven or crow?
I think it depends on where you're at, right?
That's what I have a question for all of you. Is it a raven or is it a crow?
I thought ravens were smaller than crows. I think they're two different.
Okay, I'm liking that. And I'm going to take the red that we used in the shirt now and do a patch with the same red. So we get some good balance of our coloring page. What is that called? Composition. We're working on making our composition, like maybe this is the same fabric that the wife made the shirt out of, got used as the patch on the knee.
Kelly asked, how do these pencils compare to some of the harder pencils you've used? I assume they're on the harder side?
They are, but man, they are high pigmented. They go down so nice. I'm not having any problems with them at all. Like light pressure. If you have problems with your hands, arthritis, that kind of thing, and you're always hunting for pencils that you don't have to work hard with, these would fit that. Let's put a yellow patch up here.
Katara says that they are different animals. Amy says the beaks are shaped different. Katara says if it looks like an airplane above you, it's a raven. Jack says the raven is larger and more aggressive.
I just don't know anything about crows and ravens. I know we have something around here.
I thought we had ravens around here. I think.
But I don't know
Is it in
now.
the southern states that they have crows? Anyway, yeah. Don't know. Amy says ravens have a sharper, pointier beak. Crows are rounder on top.
Oh, so maybe I did a crow.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I think I put the word raven into the Google search to get the imagery that I needed for my birds.
Huh.
And
Ollie says ravens have more of a tuft on their head.
Yeah, and this guy had a bit of a tuft, the photo that I used, but I had to smooth it out. You know, as the artist, I have to make decisions based on what's going to be easiest for you to color. Plus, it's such a small image. And sometimes when you try to do little tiny details down that small, it just never translates correctly and it just doesn't work. So.
And Amy says we have both around here.
Ah. Okay, I grabbed this color here, which is Stink Bug. This is that stinker one. This is from the Black Widow pencil set. And Stink Bug, this is the pencil that is off-centered. That's why I know it so well. This is Stink Bug, and I'm going to use it to color the ropes. It's going to be, I think, a well-used pencil for this coloring page because we're going to need it probably for the hay bale down here. And I had a heck of a time trying to decide how to do this hay bale because I think we're going to need to make that rope a little bit of a different color. I have to think about that. We may need to gray it out quite a bit so it looks different from the straw that he's stuffed with. That's another question I have for all of you. What's the difference between hay and straw? I'm such a city girl. I know there's a difference. And I think it has to do with one feed you feed to the animals, right? But I don't know. I want to know. What's the difference between hay and straw? Okay, but I am going to make the rope a little grayer so that it looks different from the straw that he's been stuffed with. So I'm just using that same gray, dim gray from the Cobra set.
Dan says that is some good pencil work. I like it.
Thank you. I like that what I'm coloring looks weathered. So I don't have to worry, like I've said, about trying to get rid of all the white out of the what I'm coloring. When we move to like the crows, we've decided they're crows, right? When I move to the crows, we're going to want them to be a nice deep black.
Okay, you're getting some good hay straw info.
Oh, good.
Curly says hay is all grass stems with the seeds. Straw is straw is the stalks after the seed is removed.
Oh.
And straw is used for bedding. It's hollow and holds heat.
Oh. I knew there was a difference.
Gail says straw also holds bugs.
Oh.
I wonder if it holds black widows.
Ew! See, that's my automatic response. Automatic. Ew!
Docs50 asked, how do you like the Black Widow pencils?
So far, I am really liking them. Now, like I've said, we do have some that are off-centered. And that's kind of a no-no with pencils. Remember the old days when Prismacolor was having a problem with manufacturing, and they had a bad group of pencils come through that were off-centered, and holy cow, I mean, they were practically burned at the stake for having pencils that are off-centered. So am I allowed to forgive Black Widow for having a couple off-centered? You guys tell me. Like, it's kind of a legitimate question. We were not allowed to forgive Prismacolor for that. Do you guys remember that? Those years of everyone burning Prismacolor at the stake for that? Okay, I've grabbed gold in the Cobra set, and I am doing the straw with it. It feels a little bit too... I don't know, they're almost a pinky undertone to this gold color. So I may grab a brownish color to help this straw look a little more straw-y and less pinky.
So yes, quality-wise, what would you compare the Black Widow pencils to?
It's quite smooth. It's a really good question. Okay, I would like to take, okay, we're not comparing color here because I'm just grabbing random pencils here, okay? So it's not fair to compare colors. What I want to compare is feel. So I've got, I'm just grabbing a few here. What I'd like too is Crayola. Do I have a... Sorry, bumping. Sorry. Let's grab a good old Crayola and get them into the mix here too. Okay, have the Crayola basket, Steve. Okay, we have a Prismacolor permanent red. We have Crayola red orange. We've got Faber-Castell Polychromos deep scarlet red. I've got blood red scorpion, and I've got Derwent Pro Color primary red. So there's 5 reds that we can compare. Like I said, we're not going to compare color. What I want to do is feel. Okay, feel is really important. I'm going to hold them this way real quick. So if you're curious about size of core and size of the actual pencil, you guys can look at that real quick. I'll kind of move it around a bit. The Cobra Black Widow line is a 3.3, and you can see here how much bigger the Derwent pencil core is, and the Polychromo core is a lot bigger.
Do you have an Arteza handy?
Arteza's over there. I'm trying to look and see. It looks to me like the Crayola core is about the same size as the Black Widow core, is my guess. Just eyeballing it.
Somebody had mentioned the Arteza, so I'll throw one of those in for you.
Okay. Steve wants a 6th contender. Here's our Arteza Expert Rose Red. Okay, so we've got a 6th contender. Oh, it's 8 o'clock and we're doing contending here. We should be stopping, not contending. Okay, and this is my color pencil paper. So, okay, we'll do Arteza first. All right, Arteza. I'm going to try to do the same pressure here. So this is mid pressure. Okay, mid pressure. here comes Derwent Pro Color. So much harder. You can hear it. Can you hear the difference? So sound, you guys can't actually hold the pencil, but sound is going to be one of your indicators. So let's listen together. So far, softness wise, Arteza is the softest in our battle of the pencils. So I'm going to kind of line them up softness wise. Arteza's winning so far. Let's bring in Crayola. Okay, Crayola is softer than the Pro Color. Now softness, let me feel the... Okay, I think Crayola is softer than Arteza. Softness does not necessarily mean better. We're just going for feel. Okay, this is a feel test. We're not talking pigment, we're talking color, we're not talking about all that stuff. We're talking feel. Okay, here comes Prismacolor. Whoa, sorry everybody, but the art angels are singing. Oh, definitely the softest of those four. Okay, we're gonna leave Mr. Scorpion last. Here comes the Polychromos. Okay, now we all know Polychromos is not as soft as Prismacolor, but oh boy, look at that pigment. Okay, it's not as soft as Prismacolor, but is it softer than Crayola? Yeah, it's softer than Crayola. Easy. Okay, here comes Scorpion. Oh. Oh. It's not as soft as Prismacolor. I'm going to fill Prismacolor. Yeah, Prismacolor's the softest. Okay, let's fill the Polychromos. I wish they felt the same so I could do a blind test. That would be so fun. Okay. I'm going to say it's a little softer. I'm going to say it's like that.
What about compared to Crayola?
Compared to Crayola. Let me fill the Crayola again. It's softer than Crayola. So I would think, wait, like that is the softness scale. Softness. So, I mean, you can't, pigmentation, light fastness, content, blendability. There's so many factors. So this is not like me saying that this one beats out Polychromos. We can't say that. In fact, I have an entire worksheet that could help you guys determine whether you would give Scorpion pencils a higher score than Polychromos. It's a free worksheet actually on our website that could help you make these decisions, where you can side by side compare pencil brands. But this is a really good test for you if you're wondering about softness in the hand for a pencil, because I know a lot of you have hand problems, and coloring with color pencil is fatiguing. It takes a lot of time. I mean, we've been working here together on this pencil coloring art for quite a while, and all I've gotten done that I could say is done is his coveralls and the shirt. We just barely started into the straw, and you know, there's a lot to do on this page, and your hand gets tired even if you have healthy, good, strong hands. And so having a soft pencil is definitely a consideration. So that's why we take the time for you, and I do this test so that you can kind of say, well, maybe it doesn't beat out a Prismacolor, but that's pretty cool that Jennifer said it's this soft. So I think that's one of the reasons why people are so excited about the Black Widow pencils, is because it is this soft. Also, check it out. I'm getting pretty good blends, and I'm not even doing Jennifer's blending rule of thirds here. I'm just playing around, laying down layers here, and we're getting pretty good blends. And this is, I'm doing on-purpose messy coloring here to make it look dirty, and we're still getting some pretty decent blends. Look how pretty the bottom of his pants is looking. That's a really good blend. We didn't even try doing Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. That's just 2 colors with some gray flown on top. And that's pretty impressive. I was not leaning into that. That's some medium to light pressure there, and we were getting some really pretty colors, good blending. That's a good sign. I am really looking forward to doing a full... Oh, we're zoomed in on Rose.
Oh, yes.
I'm really looking forward to doing the full official review where I fill out my full worksheet where we do in-depth tests, all of my tests on these pencils. Because so far the only complaint I have about these pencils is I've had a few now that are off-centered. That's the only complaint. Like I said, should we be burning Black Widow at the stake for this? We burned Prismacolor at the stake for it. I don't think we should. I don't think we should burn a company at the stake for having an off-centered pencil. I don't think we should. I didn't burn Prismacolor at the stake for it because, they were willing to fix and replace, and it would be very interesting to contact Black Widow and tell them I have a few off-centered. What will you do for me? I don't think I will. I'm not going to bother with it. They did send this to me for me to review, and so I don't feel like I need them to replace it. But I will mention it in my reviews so that you guys know, because I'm honest like that. But so far, I'm super impressed. I still am of the school that I think they need to fix this. I think they should keep the name. I think they should embrace that part of it. I think Steve's right. I think it's a good marketing ploy, but this is just disturbing.
Let's end on the positives, Jennifer.
The positives are they are second to Prismacolor for softness, and that is impressive. So they beat out a lot of pencils there in the softness battle. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, watch our channel. Make sure you're subscribed and you hit like if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you would like me to do the full review. I'll probably do it whether you want me to or not. So.
And they're going to want you to, of course.
Yeah, because I think it'll be really interesting to do the full, all of the blending tests and everything.
And on black. And
yeah, we did.
Really cool
I did
test.
One swatch. That tiny little swatch right there where I put the Casper pencil onto black. And it definitely beat out the Zebra Sensations pencil. But I'd like to see it compared to some of the other whites and see how it does. So I love color pencils. I love testing new ones. This is so much fun. Thank you to those of you who made me get over my fear of spiders and contact the company. Thank you, Black Widow, for sending these to me. There will be more tests to come. We will keep testing them and trying them out. Make sure you come and get this page. It will only be free for a short time, and then will go into the premium library. So make sure you come and get it while it's there. Are there any last minute questions, Steve, that I can answer before we sign off?
Kelly asked if they're second to Prismacolor, who was third.
In my lineup I had Polychromos. Oh, we're on that camera. In my lineup I had Polychromos as the third softest.
But you also have...
Then I had Crayola.
30 other brands you could test it against. That would be a good...
We only had 6 that we were testing, and it would be a really interesting... I think I have over 30 brands of pencils over there. So that would be a fun test, a softness test. Man, that would be really hard to just go off of feel alone.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion before, how I could do it blindly without being... I would love to be able to do it without any, prejudice, between a Crayola
I guess
versus...
you could blindfold, and I could hand them to you,
But
But you wouldn't know that one from another, though, you got...
But I would know it from a Prismacolor. Yeah, if you handed me this one, I would know... I know my tools enough.
Yeah, that's true. But there's a lot of round ones. There are a lot of octagonal. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good.
I think it would be cool
We'll have to think about that.
have
That'd be a good
him
one.
hand me the pencils, and I wouldn't know. It would make it more blind if I couldn't see. I think that would.
And the hard part is there are some newer brands now since you got those. Somebody mentioned, Mia Bear mentioned the Jane Davenport pencils.
Which I
and
have.
The Hero pencil. Oh, you have the Janes. That's right.
I have the Jane Davenport.
Do you have the Hero pencils?
No.
What
Those
would be
have been
nice
around
is if
for a
you could get the
while.
whole bind. So.
I know. There are a lot that I would like to get still, but I just can't afford as many as I want. I have the shelf space now. And I got to fill up my shelves. But yeah, that would be a really good test.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure you guys all remember that softness is not, it's only one slice of the pie that makes up the reason to purchase a set of pencils.
Yeah, like you said, Polychromos may not be as soft, but there's definitely an argument to
Yeah, Polychromos.
probably a higher quality pencil than a
they have a
Prismacolor.
bigger core, so they're going to last longer. They have a higher, well, we don't even know the light fastness of these pencils. I couldn't find any light fast information. So they could have a really high light fastness, or most likely they don't. Or they've never been tested, because I bet it costs a lot of money to have them light fast tested. So much to know, so much to learn. I love it. I love art. It's so much fun. Hang in there, those of you who are still doing Inktober. We've got 1 week left.
All right.
Pretty exciting. So we will be here next week, which is Halloween. Have we mentioned that here? Was that here, or was that on Facebook?
I can't remember.
Either
We
way,
better mention it.
we're going to be here next week, which is Halloween. But we are going to be several hours early because we don't want to get in the way of you guys taking care of your cute little trick-or-treaters that will be coming to your door, hopefully. So we're going to be here at 1 p.m. Mountain Time.
Facebook at 2 o'clock p.m. on YouTube.
Oh, thank you. So, okay, so 2 o'clock here on YouTube, Mountain Daylight Time, which is...
Just go to Google and...
Yeah, I'll just confuse you if I try to convert it. So go to your Google time conversion, type in your time zone and say what time is 2 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and it will tell you what time to show up. And we'll be here doing something Halloween-y. I think I'll go find some Halloween fingernails or something.
Yeah.
And we'll do something really fun. Maybe we'll get some candy or something, and I don't know, maybe we'll put you in a costume.
Or Rose.
Oh, she won't let us.
No, she'd hate it.
She'd hate it. She'd be mad at us the whole time. You can dress
Just like
up
me.
as Bob Ross. He'd hate it too. Yeah. Maybe I'll do your makeup. Would you let me do your makeup? No, he wouldn't let me do his makeup. But I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll do something fun for Halloween with all of you. So, okay.
All right.
That's the end. Thank you for joining us, you guys. And yeah. Make sure you check out the links in the video description, because we put links to the products and links to the coloring page.
Yep.
Okay, I think I've said enough.
Okay.
You guys are awesome, and we'll see you next week.
All right. See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.